Hi everyone, welcome back to my first What I Read in a Week in my domestic daily life as a new grad. I have probably the most graduation anxiety you've ever seen in your entire life. After weeks of traveling, reunited with all my favorite things because I'm literally just a girl trying to catch up on all my reading, spend some quality time with me and my Kindle, enrichment time. Low-key put myself in like a little bit of a book slump. So here's everything that I realistically read on my Kindle as a post-grad student. Wow, I'm back. Welcome to the start of another vlog. You know, I was traveling. I was in India for 10 weeks. Now obviously I'm back to a regularly scheduled program. I've been reading so many books. That's literally all I've been wanting to do these days, is just lie down in my bed and read my book. So I'll talk to you guys about all the books that I've been reading and just give you guys life updates. Actually, my first update will be that I absolutely botched my haircut. Do you know the ocean personality traits? If you know, you know. I score extremely high on conscientiousness. Like, I'm not impulsive. I always think things through. The most unhinged thing about me is that every now and then I will go into my bathroom with a pair of safety scissors and just chop my hair. I've literally never been to a barbershop before, fun fact. Oh, it's always just been a DIY project. It's like a 50-50 chance that I'm gonna botch my hair. I don't know why I keep doing that, because when I do botch my hair, it actually ruins my whole day and whole night and weeks. Now I have to wear my hair curly like this to cover it up. I've actually read a couple of books so far in the past little couple of days. I finished The Launch Date. I don't know who the author is. I can't find them. It's a romance. I gave it a 4 stars, I think. This is like The Hating Game, except they work for different dating apps, but literally the setup is like exactly like The Hating Game. They're both under this company. They work for 2 different apps that are quite different. One is for like long-term romance, and then one is for like kind of hookups. They used to be friends and then something happened and we don't know what happened and we kind of figure it out. But in the present day, they're rivals and they're up for the same promotion. They have to work together on like this other app, and then whoever can like pitch a better presentation will get the promotion. And then what I finished reading yesterday, the first book in the Sparrow Fall series by Catherine Cowell's Fragile Sanctuary. I have not eaten up a book series, like interconnected romance standalone book series like this, in such a long time. The stakes are higher because there's like an element of like thriller or like true crime to it. In this first book, both of our main characters are like running from like pretty terrible past. Like the girl, her whole family died in a fire when she was like 13. For him, he was like ex-FBI and his little sister was killed because of it. In book 1, you meet all the characters and it's this whole, it's like kind of found family, but it's not actually found family because they actually are family. But literally all the siblings in this family are adopted, fostered, or after her family died, she was fostered by her best friend's family, and like that's the family that we follow. A million siblings, and I feel like we're gonna unlock every single one of them because there's like a million books in the series too. I'm just gonna read them all right in a row. That's probably what this vlog is gonna be because I already started the second book. I'm 60% into it. There's nothing like that deep or complicated about it, but it's like the stakes are high. Like rom-coms are fun. They're fun. I really need something like I watched World War Z the other day, you know what I mean? And like I said, I started the second book. It's called Delicate Escape, and I already knew who the couple was gonna be, and I was like very, very, very excited for it. It's exactly like Safe Haven. No one's ever had an original thought ever. The girl, her name's Thea. No phone, no email, nothing. She's like running away from a terrible, disgusting man. It's her with like the eldest brother, Shep. He's like the golden boy of this whole town. Like always helps everyone. I already know some crazy things are gonna go down. I already spoiled myself for all the couples because I'm terrible. But actually, do you know what ruined my day? It's figuring out that the one couple that I was looking forward to the most, I feel like they're being teased throughout all of these books. I am waiting for their book. It's not out yet. It's coming out in October. End of October. See, this is why I choose to just not anticipate things and just put things in my calendar and then let it slap me across the face the day that it's released. And yes, I did turn my phone into a dumb phone. That's why it looks like that. It's through accessibility access if you don't know how to do it. After finishing the second book, of course, I started the third one, and spoiler alert is I ended up DNFing this book. I tried to keep reading it a couple of times, but I didn't super like the male main character because I like the nice ones, like the quiet nice ones, and he's more of like the obnoxious loud type if you are into that. So I ended up picking up one of my most anticipated books, which is Not Quite Dead Yet, which is Holly Jackson's newest book. It's like an adult book, and I ended up binging it like I do all of her books. Such a good palate cleanser, and it's not that I'm not gonna read the next Sparrow Falls book. Like when the other book comes out, I probably will read it, but there's so much like repetition in the book. Also, one thing that I actually couldn't get over is the male main characters. They always pick some like bizarre nickname for the women, like out of nowhere. Like page 2, some random nickname like Warrior, like something that you would never be caught dead calling someone out loud unless you're like a gross roller coaster couple, you know what I mean? Unrelated, but if you're an Apple Watch user, please let me know how you find it or how you use it, because I actually am someone who like wants to disconnect and go analog, and I don't know how I feel about it, but oh my god, I've been sneezing so much. I'm not sick. Do I have allergies? It 100% was allergies, which is weird. Like, I'm normally like a spring allergy, like pollen allergy person, so I don't know why I was randomly sneezing so much. So I finished Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson, which I'm pretty sure almost all of her books, except for The Good Girl's Guide, I feel like I've read all of her books in like one sitting. Probably a 4 stars. This is her first like adult book. The characters are like 27, 29. The main reason why I like Holly Jackson's books is not even the mystery, even though the mystery is fun. It's the romance. All of her books have like a subplot of romance. Like my favorite flavor, which is that it's a subplot, like it actually is a subplot. I saw this TikTok and it was like books like stopped being so good the second that authors started writing like the readers are dumb. The reason that I like the romance in her books are because they're so understated and subtle. If I've said it once, I've said it a million times. We need subtext. I love subtext when it comes to my romances, and her books always have the best romance ever. If I was gonna have some epic romance in my life, this is the way that I would want it to go. Childhood, friends to lovers, but not dramatic. So the main character in this book, her name is Jet. It's the night of Halloween, which this would be such a good like Halloween spooky book. Someone tries to murder her. They whack her in the head. Whack whack. And then when she wakes up from that attack, the doctor tells her that she is gonna have an aneurysm that's gonna kill her in exactly 1 week. So she decides to spend that week figuring out who murdered her, and she only has her childhood best friend Billy to help her out. I didn't guess the ending, but I never guess the ending for things because I don't try. And he's so sweet, just is always there for her, and I just love that so much. This is very giving like 13 Reasons Why, because until the end you're kind of like, oh well, is she gonna survive? Like, even though you know that she's not going to. Also, before anyone asks, my hoodie is from Alfred Eden. Literally, like, you've probably seen this hoodie everywhere. I'll show you. And not even exaggeration, I think every single one of my hoodies are from Alfred Eden. Super beautiful purple color. There's stars on the hood. How cute is that? Oh, and the shirt that I was wearing this morning is also from Alfred Eden. I have a hoodie with this exact design on it. I also got this retro racing t-shirt. I thought it would be a good like gym shirt. Oh, sorry, that's the tag. They're like black with contrast stitching, and there's a big pocket, and then there's a big like plaid little pocket here also. And then my favorite are these gray sweatpants. All I wear are gray sweatpants. Like, this is my uniform. So cute. I have a discount code. I think it's sun with 3 N's. 25. I put on my Instagram story for you guys to ask me any questions, life updates. First, someone asked, would you be open to more academic pursuits later on in life? If yes, what programs and fields? Yes, I 100% would be. I think like a couple years back, that was like my main thing. I think that's why I had a lot of graduation anxiety, is because I wasn't ready to be done with school. I just wanted to be a perpetual student. If I go back to school, I think it would be something like academia related, still in like rehab, pediatric rehab. How curious you are and how strongly you feel about what you're researching is the only thing that's gonna be motivating. When I feel that, I feel like then yes, I would love to go back to school. Someone said, how has life changed for you emotionally after graduating? Hope you're doing so well. Hope you're doing well too. I was thinking about this on my 24th birthday, which was this past June, because 1 year ago, I was like so anxious, like probably the most anxious. Is that true? Yeah, in my second year, I had probably the most graduation anxiety you've ever seen in your entire life. It's because I do this cute thing where I catastrophize. I definitely don't feel that way anymore. I think for me, it's always been hard to be at home away from school, all my classmates and all my friends, because I think I really need that like community of other students who are like me to feel like confident in myself and like excited for the future. If I spend enough time away from that space or like not really in contact with those people, I don't know, I get kind of inside my head and then I go into like a spiral like that again. And now I do feel really excited about like living my own independent life. Someone said, how do you deal with loneliness if your friends are not available? I have talked about this a lot, probably on here also. I'm really not someone who feels that lonely. And that mainly is because I'm always busy. There's things that I do only when I'm on my own. So every time that I'm on my own, I'm just doing those things. I don't ever really feel lonely. I've never had a problem with solitude. I love my solitude actually. I'll kind of go crazy if I don't have it. But I feel like when your friends aren't available, I think that's a really hard position to be in. And I feel like times like that are when it's really important to like have family, like a good family support system. It's the same both ways, which is like if your friends are also there for you when your family isn't there for you. But I know not everyone is in a situation where they have like both of those things. So I would say maybe if it really bothers you, talk to a professional about it, because I'm not a professional. But I think having a creative endeavor or like finding some sort of community outside of your immediate social circles can be really good. Like I really got into playing like volleyball, just like community drop-in volleyball, like an adult intramural. You know, if you're in school, you should just do intramural. That's like separate from like all of your other social networks. So it's like diversifying your social support. That and like creative hobbies. And then if not that, honestly, watching movies, TV shows, and books that like the characters feel like they're real to you, that's never hurt anyone. It was books that made me think perhaps I wasn't completely alone. Okay, someone said, what made you decide you want to solo travel? I've always wanted to. Oh, my battery. So my trip to India actually wasn't a complete solo travel. I went with one of my friends because both of us got a scholarship to go international. If you want to solo travel, I think that you should while you're in your 20s and you don't have anything like tying you down. With solo traveling, you don't need to like worry about fighting because of travel incompatibility. Like something about me, for example, is that I'm not someone who needs to do all of like the touristy things, but I know that some people, if they go somewhere, they want to do everything there, which is totally fair. I'm just like not like that. I would just rather do the one that I know I'm gonna enjoy more. And I feel like I would need to be with someone who is either okay with like doing that, or they're okay with us separating for that amount of time. Also, I really love meeting new people, and I feel like when you're on your own, it's like easier to do that. What's your major? Just finished my master's degree in speech and language pathology. Do you know what you're gonna do now that you're finished uni? Are you gonna go back? What I need to do is take an entry to practice exam, and so everyone's like studying for that right now. I'm like trying to figure out where I want to live and like where I want to work. I do have a place that I know where I want to live and have a place on my own. Like that's probably my goal for this year. I think is to spend a year there, actually having my own place. Like I've never actually lived on my own before, even though that's been my goal since I was like 13 years old. Like someone asked which states in India have I visited. So I only stayed in the south. So we just traveled exclusively by car everywhere, even if we had to drive like through the night, like 8 to 10 hours. The only states that we visited were Tamil Nadu and Kerala. Probably the furthest that we went was Uti and Coimbatore. That I did vlog in my last vlog. Uti is probably one of my favorite places that I went. It's like a hilltop station, which means that it's like a lot colder than the rest of the country. And it's like all hills and like mist and tea plantations, and like it was just like my ideal weather. It was like 16 degrees. Coimbatore is like a bigger city and we had friends there, so it was really fun visiting. Kanyakumari, which is the most southern point of India, it's like by the ocean, so that's the reason why I wanted to go. We would just travel on the weekends. It's not like we could do a crazy trip, but yeah. Oh, also I've been trying to learn how to strum on the guitar. I feel like I have been saying that for literally years, me saying that I want to learn how to strum on the guitar, and I think I finally figured it out. I was trying to play August. And you guys don't even know how huge this is for me because I'm not a guitar hero, but anyway, jump cut. Good morning, everyone. So I like busted. I literally just woke up and now I'm going grocery shopping because I have no food. I'm staying at my friend's apartment for the weekend and I have no plans stuff, but first I'm literally starving. Hey everyone, you're on my laptop looking a bit busted. Actually, what I'm doing is very important business because if you know, you know, I make collages. Like it's my job. Pinterest girls, you get it. And this is the collage goals and things that I'm manifesting for 2025. You guys know I celebrate like New Year's like 8 million times a year. Like as soon as something happens, I'm like, fresh start, New Year's, new collage. I've been obsessively trying to create new collages. I want to talk about the book that I'm reading because I've low-key put myself in like a little bit of a book slump because I think like for the Sparrow Falls books, I feel like they're really fun to read, but I kind of don't think you should read all of them at once because a lot of the things in it are like kind of really repetitive and I feel like you can get tired of it kind of easily. It's kind of the same formula down to like even how it's written. So many things I feel like are written the exact same way, like, which I feel like the point is so that you don't need to read the other books in order to like get the context for it. Like that's probably why, but I feel like it low-key put me in a slump. I was TikTok influenced by this book, but I always trust, like I don't really trust a lot of book talkers' opinions. This one book talker, I trust her with my whole heart. I forget what her name is. She's Asian. She's an author also. I feel like the way that she talks about books is like the way that I like to think about my books, you know? Especially her like fantasy book recommendations. Like she's not a big like romantasy person. I'm also not. My pile of clothes is falling down. I hope you can't see it. But the book is Blood Over Brighthaven by Emma Wong. This author is really famous because they wrote The Sword of Kaigan, the standalone. I mean, this is also standalone. I don't really know that much about this book. I just started. I'm on chapter 2. I haven't read like a fantasy like this in a hot minute. I think she is like at like a magic academy. It's like dark academia, like magic school. And that's kind of all I really know. I got a little bit into the book. I'll probably continue if you want to hear my thoughts over the weekend and into next week's vlog. But this is my new collage that I made. So hopefully you guys enjoyed watching this first week really of me back in like my normal domestic routine. This is how many pages I was able to Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe down below if you haven't already and follow me on my socials are all linked in the description, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, love you.